Hi guys, today's session I'll be looking at eToro practice account, what is it used for and how you can get started using the eToro demo account or virtual account, whichever way you want to phrase it, allowing you to start looking at trading online free of charge, to get some practice, to learn how trading works, to develop the mental aptitude for you to become a trader online using this wonderful tool. I think eToro is really good. I've been using it for about 12, 13 months now, and I've been doing pretty good, I think. I started with the demo account initially and have worked towards getting my own portfolio set up and running, which I'll go into in the later videos. Today's video is going to be focused around looking at the eToro demo account. Okay, so if you head over to the eToro site and you look at the eToro demo or virtual account, you will see this page, which is join now. And if you join, all you have to do is put in your email ID, username and password, and off you go. You can log in, register, and you can use the demo account free of charge. Each time you create an account, it gives you £100,000 of virtual currency, $100,000, I should say, of virtual currency, which you can use to invest at your time, in your time, and how you feel in what you want to invest in. I would definitely say, get yourself looking at some videos online, either on YouTube or elsewhere, and start looking at what does it mean to be trading online or investing. My way of looking at it is I'm not recommending day trading to anybody. What I am saying is look at investing. Investing is a really good way of getting started, putting some money aside and allowing that money to grow. Once you develop the confidence and you understand how trading works, you understand how the share market works, how the stock exchange works, you're able to start looking at and doing some research on your own to understand how companies are become profitable, which companies are good investment opportunities for you, which companies are too risky to invest in at this point in time. Um, Once you develop that confidence using the practice or the demo account, you'll then be able to sort of with a reasonable amount of confidence be looking at, okay, I'm going to put aside maybe $100,000, not 100,000, $1,000 or £100 or whatever, aside to invest and take the risk. Okay, but until you develop that confidence, I would suggest you stay away from putting your own money in it. Practice using the demo account, get comfortable with it. Once you can start generating a sufficient amount of income from it, and you can see that, yes, you've invested $100,000, you've not lost it over the last 12 months or 6 months, whatever it may be, the time frame that you decide to do some training using the virtual account. Once you've got to a position where you're not losing huge amounts of money, you're still able to retain your capital and grow it over time, you will then be in a position to sort of put aside, put some of your own hard-earned cash into investing. Okay, so I'm going to go into my virtual account, which I've used to learn and practice, and I still use it to practice and show you how it works. So if I switch over to this tab, this is my trading account, ZA Trading. Okay, I'm a gold member at the moment, or at the membership level at gold. I've built up a portfolio. I'm building that up over time. I have a full-time job and a family and everything else to look after. So I'm not, investing online 24 hours a day. I am investing as and when I get a bit of time, and I am developing my skill set. So I'm not a trader by profession. I am not nor an investor by profession, but I'm gradually getting there. So I'm developing my skill set. Now, where it says virtual here, this is what signifies whether you're in your virtual portfolio or your real portfolio. Now, going into my real portfolio will give away whether I have £5 or £20 in my account. So I'm not going to go into that one in this video. Maybe in a later video I'll show you some of that. But today's video is going to be looking at the virtual portfolio. So the $100,000 they give you when you sign up, I've been over the months using this demo account, and that has gone up to $207,000. So you can see I started off with $100,000. My virtual equity now looks at $207,000, and I've done that over the last 12 months of practicing on this. Not 7 days a week, but as and when I get a bit of time, I sit down and look at the stock market and I invest. These are the stocks you can see here that I've invested in. So I've got ADA is a cryptocurrency. I've got some shares in that one. I've invested quite a lot, as you can see, with the cryptocurrencies, because from my trading style, my investing pattern, I want to grow my portfolio very quickly. So what I'm looking at is at the minimum risk, essentially. So what I'm looking at is at minimum risk, what can I invest in and be able to turn money around very quickly in it, rather than holding it for a longer period of time. There are certain stocks in here, like, for example, Sabra Healthcare, like Rolls-Royce here at the bottom, you can see those are long-term investments. As an example, those are the ones I've invested in. I've invested in, as you can see here, in Neo Wilkinson. So that's copy trading, which I will cover in the next video. I've invested in some copy portfolios as well, dividend growth, crypto portfolio. You can see CRISPR technology, which is genome tech engineering type portfolios or stocks. So I've invested in some of them. I've invested in Plantier as well, technologies. Now, when I say investing, this is virtual investing. So you're not actually investing your own money. You're investing some virtual currencies, and it simulates, as if you were, simulates the environment where you would really put your own money into it. It allows you to see whether you're actually what the amount you're investing. So you can see here in ADA, I've invested $28,236.72. Okay. The profit and loss, you can see P&L here, which is showing 9,000 profit. Percentage wise, that's 33%, 33 and a bit percentage profit. The value of my investment is $37,000, or just over $37,000, and it's showing you, the selling rate and the buying rate at which you can buy the ADA currency, cryptocurrency. Okay. So in a similar way, the other investments are shown. So people, units buying, average open. So this is what's opening at, invested amount, profit and loss, profit percentage or loss percentage, and you can see the value of that currency or stock as I've invested. Okay. You can see quite a lot of that from FTCV on downwards. You can see quite a lot of loss being made here, and that's not because I'm being silly and I've invested in stocks that are losing money for me. This is because the market has gone through quite a bit of a turmoil, a number of weeks of turmoil in terms of the market trends. So things have been spiraling down for a number of stocks, and that's because of conditions outside of our control as investors or as traders. So what we have to do is be careful. Okay, be careful in this situation means if you're investing in a stock and you see the price going down, you have to develop the mindset not to jump and say, oh my God, the ship is sinking, so I'm going to jump off and dive into the sea without any protection, right? So don't get rid of your stock the moment you see it going down. That's not the idea of it. The idea of investing is, yeah, things do fluctuate. The market does go down as well as up. Usually the chances are it should be going up for you. So you should be doing sufficient amount of research to understand that the trend should be upwards. There will be occasions in a week or in a month that you will see things will dip and you will lose significant amount of money, or perceive to be losing significant amount of money. The idea is to hold on to that stock at that point. If you've already invested, right, hold on to it and wait till it grows back, unless something catastrophic happens or you find something, a new story that says, look, this company is in receivership and it's not going to float again, it's dying company. At that point, yeah, you have to put the floats on and jump off the ship, because it's not going to float again, it's not going to survive, right? So you're best off just selling at that point and taking your money out. I'm not a financial expert, I'm not a trading expert or an investing expert. I'm a learner or student of trading or investing, right? So I would suggest, if you are investing your own money, you go out and you do some research, you do some training courses. There's plenty of good training courses online with that you can take, or you can go in and register for a training course at a college or university near you to become more knowledgeable about how to do trading and investing, not to lose money. Okay, to say that everybody's an expert, everybody becomes an expert by trading at home is not right. So there are a lot of people who are trading from home and learned by themselves, going through training material, reading books, practicing on virtual accounts like this. They've become experts, right? in their own right, they are experts. They're making millions of dollars out of investing or day trading. You can do the same if you are willing to put the effort in and learn and train and so on. Okay, so the virtual account is essentially removing the need for you to lose your own hard-earned money. It gives you $100,000 to start with. Okay, and you can then select the investment you go in. I would definitely recommend what you do is you start looking into some of these stocks. So if you look at Rolls-Royce at the moment, I invested $20,000 in it. It's lost, or it is in the negative by $13,000 or $14,000. The value of it is worth $6,000. So if I were to sell it now, I'd be selling it at a loss. Okay, I'd be selling it at a loss. My view isn't to sell it because Rolls-Royce is a reputable company with a good offering because of the COVID-19 lockdowns, because airplane and companies associated with airplanes and jet engines and that kind of industry aren't doing very well in this current climate, right? Which is why Rolls-Royce is suffering a little bit financially. When I say little bit, it's millions and billions of dollars, right? But that aside, for me as a small investor, I put a bit of money in it and I want to see it growing. If it isn't growing, that doesn't mean I should just sell it. It means me doing a little bit of research. So when I did a bit of research on Rolls-Royce, and when I say a bit, I'm not going to invest days at looking at Rolls-Royce. What I am doing is looking at the recent market trends. I am looking at the recent investment charts that have been created by experts. I'm looking at the news reports on Rolls-Royce. I'm looking at the company itself and looking at its metrics really in terms of how it's operating, where it's saving money, how it's saving money, and what its future strategy looks like. And this is all available online, so you can go in and do a bit of research, type in Rolls-Royce into Mr. Google, and he'll give you all the information that you need around that. That gives you enough knowledge. Also, in terms of this stock, if you went in here and you view chart, it gives you some really good information, right? In terms of how this stock itself, Rolls-Royce, is performing in the market. So you can see it started off around quite high back in October, November timeframe in 2020, but over the months it's been going down. So the trend is it's gone down. It's went down to below $100. It's now peaking. It's now rising near into $112. So the trajectory is upwards. How long it will stay and how high it will go depends on various market conditions. Okay. You can look at a number of different charts. Now, I'm not going to go into charts today. That's not the idea. Charts is for another day. You can go into charts. You can look at the stock, on a weekly basis. If you look at the stock on a weekly basis, you can see, this is going into years basically, so you can see where it was in 2016, and on a weekly basis you can sort of run this out and you can say, okay, on a weekly basis, what's it looking like? So you can see this is the first week of June, and it's rising in the first week of June, whereas in the weeks preceding that it wasn't doing very well. Okay, now these are charts. I don't want to bore you with the charts at this point because, if you get scared now, you're not going to get started with demo account, are you? I was quite frustrated because I'm not a mathematical person. I don't, completely enjoy mathematics, but it's not something that I shy away from. So I can do mathematics to a certain extent, and I can see charts, but looking at those on a day in day out basis isn't me. Okay, see, there are different settings you can apply. I'm not going to go into all of this. This is a video for another day. Okay, going back to my portfolio. So I started off with $100,000 like you will when you register, sign in. The link for signing in is in the comment section here in this video. Go and sign in, log in. It's not costing you anything. Register your account, keep your details handy in a safe place. So if you need to, go back and log into the account, you can do that. Make sure it's in the virtual account. There's no worries. If you've just registered an account using the link below, you won't have any money in the real account, so therefore you won't be able to buy anything or do any sales or anything of that sort. But make sure you're in virtual portfolio. Tick it here. That's telling you you're in the virtual portfolio. Give yourself a good trading name. I couldn't come up with anything. Everything I tried was already taken, so I stuck with ZA Trading. As you can see, I started off this account just for the demo purposes, and rather than changing and creating another account, I just left it as it is and started creating my real portfolio here. Watch list gives you access to things that you've added. So you can add stocks here, you can add markets here. By clicking here, you can add ETFs, for example, indices. These are different asset types, which we will look at in the next videos. But in this video, it's suffice it to say that there's different asset types: cryptocurrency, currencies, ETFs, indices, stocks, and so on, right? Which we will look at in the later video. So you can add anything from there. So you can say, okay, these are the ETFs. ETFs, just to give you a brief introduction to it, ETFs are exchange traded funds, right? So these are amalgamation of a number of similar types of stocks held by a fund manager somewhere, and that fund manager then makes that fund available on eToro, which you can then invest in. Okay, so let's say we wanted to add in United States Oil Fund. That's covering most of the oil companies in the United States, right? So if you wanted to invest in oil in the United States and the companies associated with that industry, you would select that and that would get added just like that. So you can now see fail to add United States Oil Fund to watch list, my watch list. And that's because my watch list is already crowded with a lot of things on there, but you get the drift, right? It's added in, okay? Now, you can see I've already got an oil company here. So that's something being monitored, okay? That's my market. In my markets, I've added in a number of different watch lists, okay? I've got indices, traders to copy. So these are people that I would like to copy at some point when I want to copy them. ETF stocks to watch. So these are stocks that I am watching at the moment. I've got stocks I invest in. So some of the stocks I would like to invest in or have invested in listed here, okay? I can now go in and say, okay, I want to look at my technology stocks, okay? Here are the technology stocks that I've invested in or are currently invested in, okay? I can go into the airline stocks, the pharmaceutical. Let's take a look at the cryptocurrencies that I am invested in most in my portfolio. So these are all the cryptocurrencies available on eToro, and you can invest in any one of those, right? Okay. So that aside, moving back, watch list is essentially a list, just like things that you want to watch or you're invested in, you want to keep a track of them. That's a great way to do this. People that you want to track or you want to invest in or copy is a great way of doing this. There are a number of things here on the left-hand side. You can see the watch list. Portfolio is where, things that you've invested in or stocks that you've invested in appear on the portfolio. News feeds is giving you the latest and the brightest news in the market and people commenting on maybe stocks or things they've invested in. Okay, you've got trade markets, so you can come here and you can look at what's available in the market for you to trade in. As you can see, I've structured it in a way. You can do the same. You can structure it in that way, and you can put your indices in, and how it presents itself really is entirely up to you. You can adjust things here. You can move things around. Okay, you can go back into exchange. So if you were looking at, say, Hong Kong exchange, it will just show you those stocks that are available in Hong Kong, and you can see most of them have .hk at the end of it. That's signifying that this particular stock is Hong Kong specific. Okay, you can go into, say, let's say Zurich, right? These are stocks .zu, Zurich stocks, specifically traded on the Zurich Stock Exchange, right? I'm going to go into NASDAQ, and there you go. Okay, so these don't have any dot item at the end of it. It's just standard stocks that you can trade in. Now, I want to trade, okay? So we want to open a trade. We've got some money available. So I'm going to go back into my portfolio and I will see I've got only $64 available because I've invested all my money into the stocks that I'm already invested in. So that's $64. I think the minimum that you can invest is about $50, right? So if you don't have $50 or more in your account, you're not going to be able to exercise an investment. So let's say we've got $60, and for today's, bringing today's video to an end, let's just do a simple trade. Okay, so we're going to go into trade markets, and what we will do is we will find a company that we want to trade in. Okay, I'm not going to go into, there's no point buying a company that is already $55 a single stock, right? Because that's just enough. I've only got $60 in mind, right? So I'm going to find something really small that we can invest in. So let's look at this Smile Direct Club, right? What we want to look at is, what is this company about? So if we click on that, it's telling us Smile Direct Club Incorporated It's a teledentistry platform that works through a membership system to provide customized, clear aligner therapy treatment. My God, this is complex stuff, right? Okay, so it's a market at the moment. There's people investing in it. There's people commenting on the stock itself. What we look at is what's going on. So there are 451 people following it, less than 0.01% of investors. So it's not, there isn't a huge amount of investors. This is taking investors, I think, overall on the platform who are invested um, in this stock. So if we look at a few things for this stock, let's take a look at some research, see if there's anything available. And you can see good analyst ratings against it. So there's analysts who are recommending buy. There's an analyst who's recommending hold. There's another analyst who's recommending buy. Okay, their price target is $14, 17 to $14 and $10 for this chap here in the middle who's saying hold. You can see the lowest it's traded at is $7 over the last 12 months. The average price target is $12.29, which is what it is at the moment, and it's $17 the highest trade. So they're expecting over the next 12 months it's likely to hit at least $17. Analyst consensus. So if the platform does this analysis in the background to say, okay, what is the position of investors in this market and what are the analysts saying about investing in this trade? 71% of people are saying buy. Okay, so you're in good hands. If 71% of the people investing on this platform are saying buy, then it's a good investment to go into. Okay, you've got 14% who are saying hold and then 14% saying sell. All right, so you're in very good. It's a moderate buy. If you've got the money and you can put it aside and not worry and not have to sell it at short notice, it would be a good one to sell. If we look at some of the stats around here, so if we go into the stats, the market capitalization for this one is 1.13 billion, so it's a fairly sizable company. Okay, there isn't any price earning ratio here, PE ratio here. Revenue is 659 million, so it's a fairly big company. Earnings per share, it's in the minus at the moment, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Dividend yield, again, 0%. If you're keen on investing in dividend paying companies, then this probably isn't going to be the one that you would want to invest in. You probably want to look at one where the dividend yield is higher than what it is at the moment for this company. This is probably very early days for this company, I would have thought, right? So the prices go up and it's difficult for an average investor to get a sufficient amount of stake in that company. Okay, if you're not investing a couple of £100 to a few £1,000s in a stock, it becomes very difficult to get a good return on it unless it happens to be Elon Musk's company X and it just quadruples or gains 1,000% increase in price over a period of months. Anyway, let's say we want to trade in this one. So it's $9.55 for this thing trade. We'll press trade here, okay? And what we will then do is, I don't buy anything which is a CFD or I'm doing anything else. I buy the asset directly, okay? So here you're putting your amount in. I've only got $60, so I'm going to put $60 in there, okay? $60 gives me 6.29 units, okay? 0.03% of equity. Exposure is $60, okay? You are buying the underlying asset. So this is telling you that you're buying the stock itself. You're not buying it at a leverage. You're not using anything else to buy this asset in terms of, using eToro's CFD mechanism or any other mechanism to buy this asset. You're buying the underlying asset. So if the asset price goes up, you only get the asset price. If you lose money, you only lose the asset price money. Okay, you're not losing anything because you've borrowed money from the platform to buy the stock and that's more complex stuff which I will cover later on. I want to keep this very basic, so that's why we want to just set the order. Okay, so let's set the order, and order rejected. Orders are currently not accepted. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, so orders aren't currently taken on this stock, which is quite interesting, really. So something is not happening. Market closed. God, why didn't I pick up on that one before? So I should have looked at it. The market is closed. That's why there's no orders being accepted. They used to, at one point, they used to accept orders. So I'm going to hit the back button. Let's go back to trade markets. Let's find a company where the market is open. Okay, so rather than that one, I'm going to go into, say, crypto coins. Okay, so say I want to buy stocks in XRP. Okay, XRP is a cryptocurrency. Okay, I'm going to hit that one. I'm going to hit buy, and I want to buy only $60 worth of cryptocurrency. $60 buys me 68 cryptocurrency, 68.81 cryptocurrency units. Okay, I'm going to say open trade, and I'm buying the underlying. So I'm buying the currency itself, the cryptocurrency itself. I'm not using CFD. Open trade, and that tells me order filled. So I have now bought $60 worth of XRP. If I head back to my portfolio, I should now see XRP. Okay, my XRP is here, and I shall click on that one, and that shows me on the 9th of the 6th here, I have invested $60. Okay, invest $60, brought me 68.838917 units of the cryptocurrency at a price of 0.8716 cents, and current price to loss ratio is minus 1.52, and that's fine, because when you're buying something, you're buying at a slightly higher cost than if you were going to sell it. All right, so if the market price would have been 0.8716, market price is, as you can see, is 0.850, right? And we've bought it at a market rate of 0.87, so we've actually bought it at a higher price than what it is worth in the market at this point in time. And that's because usually the buying rate is slightly higher than the selling rate. That's again market jargon. We don't want to go into that one, and let you do some research online to find out why that is. So I've bought that one. I'm going to leave that one. This now brings me to an end of investing using the demo account. As you can see, I've only got $4.53 available now. Okay, and my virtual currency is $207,000 that I've got, where I started with $100,000. So in a matter of 6 to 8 months, I think I've actually, 6 to 12 months, I've actually increased my value by $100,000. Today's session, it's been wonderful talking to you. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know there's been some glitches with buying the wrong stocks and market closed, but that gives you an idea of how the portfolio works using the virtual eToro trading account. Okay, I will cover the other items in the next videos. If you've got any comments, please do let me know. If you enjoyed the video, again, send me a comment. If you want something else covered and you want to share information or want to get in touch with me, use the links below, and please let me know. Speak to you soon. Take it easy, guys.